With all the buzz around these incredibly powerful AI models, have you ever stopped to think about how companies actually manage to get those lightning fast responses to potentially millions of users all at once? It's a real puzzle, and that's precisely the nut we're cracking open in this deep dive.
That's right. Today we're diving into a pretty fascinating announcement from Nvidia's GPU Technology Conference, or GTC, a brand new software framework called Dynamo. Think of this as taking a peek under the hood at the complex engine that powers AI inference at scale.
Exactly. Our mission here is to get a solid understanding of what Dynamo is all about, why it's generating so much, excitement, and how it's engineered to handle the inherent challenges of AI inference. We've been looking at information straight from the GTC announcements, alongside some expert analysis to really help us connect the dots for you.
Hmm.
And it's interesting, NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, even drew a really vivid picture of Dynamo, comparing it to the dynamo that fueled the original Industrial Revolution. He described it as this operating system of an AI factory, taking in energy, which in our context is data, and then outputting electricity, which is the AI inference we see and use.
What's fascinating about that comparison is the idea of a fundamental enabling technology.
Right.
Just like the original dynamo was essential for the widespread adoption of electricity, Dynamo has the potential to be a foundational software layer for truly efficient, large-scale AI deployments. It really highlights the significant impact NVIDIA envisions for this framework.
And for you, our listener, who's looking to get informed quickly but thoroughly, don't worry about getting lost in a sea of technical jargon. We're here to filter out the noise and explain the core ideas in a way that hopefully just clicks.
Yeah, cut through the complexity.
Exactly. Now, before we get too deep into the nuts and bolts, a quick mention of who's making this deep dive possible. We're brought to you by Stonefly.com. Stonefly is a solution company in data management, and they've built a strong reputation over 2 decades of serving customers.
A long time.
They're true pioneers in areas like SAN, NAS, S3 object storage, backup and disaster recovery, cloud, AI, and advanced security technology. Stonefly also offers advanced AI integration and a really robust cyber-resilient architecture, with their object lockdown technology being particularly impressive for its ransomware defense capabilities.
That lockdown tech is pretty key these
It
days.
really is. And Stonefly has a long track record of serving enterprise level clients across a huge range of sectors, from finance and healthcare to legal, education, government, manufacturing, media, and research. So definitely check them out.
Now, to really grasp the significance of Dynamo, it's crucial to understand the core problem it's designed to solve. Effectively managing AI inference
Hmm.
when you're dealing with massive models and a huge number of users. When we talk about inference, we're referring to the process of taking a trained AI model
Yeah.
and using it to generate outputs in response to prompts.
Right, like using an AI image generator or asking a sophisticated chatbot to question the model's response. That's the inference part.
Precisely.
And when we look at how these large language models, or LLMs, actually produce their output, we can generally break it down into two key stages: prefill and decode. Prefill is essentially how quickly the system can process your initial input, the prompt you give it, leveraging the GPU's powerful ability to handle complex calculations. So if you give it a really lengthy prompt, like asking for a detailed analysis of a large document, that prefill stage is naturally going to take a bit longer.
Makes sense. It's like the AI carefully reading and, understanding your entire question first.
Mm.
Exactly. And then there's decode, which is probably what most people think about when they consider the speed of an LLM. This is how rapidly the GPU can generate the individual tokens, sort of like words or parts of words that make up the actual answer or output you receive.
Okay.
Now, generally, if a GPU has enough memory to hold the entire model, the speed of this decode process is largely determined by how fast its memory can operate and the sheer number of tokens being generated. Faster memory generally means a quicker stream of output. Think of this as the AI actually writing out its response word by word, basically.
Okay, let's unpack that a little more. So on the surface, you might think the straightforward solution is just to throw more and more powerful GPUs at the problem, but this is where it gets really interesting, right?
Yeah, it's not quite that simple.
The real challenge emerges when you're trying to serve these enormous models to potentially millions of users simultaneously, especially when those users are providing long, detailed inputs and expecting equally detailed responses. Think of a sophisticated AI research assistant helping multiple scientists at the same time. That's a lot to juggle.
Precisely. These really large models typically can't fit entirely on a single GPU, so they had to be distributed across multiple processors. And here's a crucial point based on some of the expert analysis we've seen. The specific way you divide and distribute this computational workload, the parallelization strategy you employ, has a very significant impact on the overall efficiency and how many requests the system can handle.
Ah, parallelization.
This was a key focus in Jensen Huang's presentation at GTC.
Right, he even showed that graphic illustrating this idea of the Pareto frontier.
As I understood it, different approaches to parallelization lead to inherent trade-offs. It's like, on one end, you might have a setup that can manage a huge number of concurrent users, but maybe each user experiences a slower rate of token generation. A bit sluggish for each person.
Yeah. And then on the other end, you could have a configuration that serves fewer users, but each one gets a much faster, more responsive experience with a high number of tokens generated quickly. So it's about finding the right balance depending on your specific needs, isn't it?
That's a very astute observation.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is that there isn't a single one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to parallelizing these massive AI models. It really depends on the specific demands of the application. Are you primarily serving a massive user base with relatively short, quick interactions, or are you focused on a smaller group that requires highly detailed and very rapid responses? These are the fundamental questions that drive the optimization process.
And this directly brings us back to why Dynamo is generating so much buzz. This software framework is specifically engineered to help navigate these complex trade-offs and optimize the performance of AI inference engines. So in practical terms, what are some of its core capabilities that allow it to do this?
Well, one of the fundamental roles of Dynamo is to provide insights into the ideal mix of different parallelization techniques, things like expert parallelism, pipeline parallelism, or tensor parallelism for a given workload, and the available hardware.
Okay, wait, can you break those down just a bit? Expert, pipeline, tensor.
Sure. So tensor parallelism splits the individual mathematical operations, like matrix multiplications, across multiple GPUs. Pipeline parallelism breaks down the model's computation into sequential stages, with each stage running on a different GPU, kind of like an assembly line. And expert parallelism divides the model based on different skills or areas of expertise, routing parts of the input to specialized sections of the model running on different GPUs. Dynamo helps figure out the best combination of these for your specific situation.
Got it. So it's like choosing the right tools for the job, but automatically. That sounds incredibly valuable for anyone who's managing large-scale AI deployments. What other tools or features does Dynamo offer?
Another really significant capability is its ability to intelligently separate the prefill and decode stages of the inference process and assign them to different accelerators based on the current computational demands. Dynamo uses a sophisticated GPU planner that dynamically allocates resources.
A GPU planner.
Yeah, it ensures that each stage of the process gets the processing power it needs, precisely when it needs it. It's like having a smart traffic controller for your AI workload, constantly adjusting the flow.
So it's actively and intelligently managing the flow of work across the available hardware. That makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Furthermore, Dynamo incorporates what's called prompt routing functionality. This is a really clever mechanism that can identify user requests that are similar or even overlapping and direct them to specific groups of GPUs that are likely to already have relevant information stored in their key value, or PV cache.
Ah, the KV cache. That's where the model keeps track of its current understanding and the information it has already processed during a conversation.
Precise.
So by maximizing how often the system can use this cached information, you can avoid redundant computations and significantly speed up response times for everyone. It's like the AI taking notes as it goes.
Exactly. If multiple users ask similar things quickly, the model can just refer to its notes, the KV cache, instead of recalculating everything from scratch. Saves a ton of work.
Okay, that's smart.
To further boost performance, Dynamo also includes a low-latency communication library. This is absolutely critical for ensuring that data can move rapidly and efficiently between the different GPUs that are working together on a model, minimizing any potential bottlenecks caused by slow communication. You need that data flowing fast.
Faster communication between GPUs, that's definitely a key factor for efficient distributed processing. And I understand that Dynamo also addresses the complexities of memory management. That seems crucial too.
Yes, absolutely. It includes a sophisticated memory management subsystem that intelligently handles the movement of KV cache data between different tiers of memory. This could be the very high bandwidth memory, HBM, directly on the GPUs, the system's main RAM, and even slower but larger storage like SSDs if necessary.
Okay, so it tiers the memory.
Exactly. This ensures that the data that's being accessed most frequently is readily available in the fastest memory, which maximizes responsiveness and minimizes any delays caused by waiting for data to be loaded. Think of it like a chef in a busy kitchen, you know.
Mm.
The ingredients they need most often are kept closest at hand on the countertop, that's HBM. Less frequently used items are in the fridge, system RAM, and bulk supplies are in the pantry, colder storage. Dynamo acts like the sous chef, making sure the right ingredients are in the right place at the right time.
That's a great analogy. So it's really this comprehensive set of optimizations all working in concert. What kind of real-world performance improvements are we talking about with Dynamo? Any hard numbers?
Well, according to Nvidia's own data, on systems equipped with their Hopper architecture GPUs running Llama models, Dynamo can effectively double the inference performance, which is pretty good.
Double. Okay.
But what's even more impressive, arguably, is the reported 30 times increase in performance for the DeepSeek R1 model on their larger Blackwell NVL72 systems when Dynamo is enabled compared to the same hardware without it.
Whoa, 30x. That's huge.
Yeah, those are really significant leaps in efficiency. It's like going from, I don't know, dial-up to super fast fiber optic internet, essentially. A massive jump.
Those are some truly impressive numbers. Now, while Dynamo is clearly an NVIDIA-developed framework, what about its compatibility with other AI tools and deployment environments that users might already be using? Is it locked into NVIDIA's world?
Well, while Dynamo is certainly designed to work best within NVIDIA's hardware and software ecosystem, I mean, that makes sense. It's also built to integrate with several popular model-serving libraries that are widely used in the AI community. Things like VLLM, PyTorch, and SGLang.
Okay, that's good. So there's some openness there.
Yeah, this is a significant benefit for users who might have diverse computing environments that include other types of accelerators alongside their NVIDIA GPUs. Now, Dynamo itself will run on NVIDIA GPUs from their Ampere architecture and newer, but this compatibility allows users to potentially leverage its benefits within their existing model-serving workflows if they're already using these common libraries.
That offers a valuable degree of flexibility, which is always a plus in the real world. And how is NVIDIA making Dynamo available to developers and users? Is it easy to get?
NVIDIA has already provided instructions and resources for getting started with Dynamo on GitHub, which is great for those who like to, dive in and experiment right away.
The tinkerers.
Exactly. Furthermore, they're planning to offer the framework as a container image, which they're calling any NVIDIA Inference microservice, to make the deployment process much simpler and more streamlined, like a prepackaged setup.
That sounds like it will really lower the barrier to entry and make it easier for more people and organizations to actually take advantage of Dynamo's capabilities.
Hopefully, yeah.
Now, as we've been discussing the importance of optimizing AI infrastructure with innovative frameworks like Dynamo, it's a good moment to circle back to our sponsor, Stonefly.com. Because this all connects, right? Stonefly is a dedicated solution company in data management with over 2 decades of experience in serving a wide range of customers. They are genuine pioneers in key areas such as SAN, NAS, S3 object storage, as well as comprehensive backup and disaster recovery, cloud, cutting-edge AI, and advanced security technology.
That whole stack is crucial for AI.
Absolutely. Stonefly provides advanced AI integration within their solutions and boasts a highly resilient cyber architecture with their object lockdown technology offering particularly strong defense against ransomware threats. Something we mentioned is critical.
That's super critical.
Stonefly has a long and successful history of serving enterprise clients across numerous critical sectors, including finance, healthcare, legal, education at all levels, government agencies, manufacturing, media, publishing, and significant research institutions. Their expertise in data management is absolutely crucial in today's data-intensive AI landscape. You need that solid foundation.
What's also really important to consider is Stonefly's deep commitment to providing comprehensive data management solutions, which are, well, increasingly vital in today's AI-driven world. Their extensive expertise in areas like robust storage and reliable data protection is absolutely essential for organizations that are deploying and managing these incredibly large and complex AI models. You simply can't have effective AI at scale without a strong foundation of data management. It just won't work reliably.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And for those listeners who are looking for specific, robust solutions, Stonefly offers products like their Stonefly DR365V appliances, which feature patented immutable storage, secure air-gapped backup capabilities, and comprehensive disaster recovery functionalities.
Immutable and air-gapped, those are key terms for security.
Exactly. These are the kinds of powerful solutions that provide the data security and resilience that are absolutely necessary in demanding AI environments. You can't afford to lose that data or have it compromised.
Indeed. And Stonefly's strong focus on cyber resilience, especially with their advanced object lockdown technology, directly addresses a critical concern for any organization that's working with valuable AI models and the massive datasets that underpin them. Protecting against the ever-present threat of ransomware and ensuring the overall integrity of that data is absolutely paramount.
And Stonefly has a special offer for our listeners this month. You can get a 70 TB high performance, fully redundant and expandable, all the way up to a massive 4 petabytes. And this is an air-gapped and immutable appliance.
Wow, 4 petabytes, that's serious
It
capacity.
really is. An appliance for Veeam, Rubrik, Commvault, site recovery, backup, and DR, complete with their object lockdown technology for robust ransomware protection, all for the incredible price of just $7,995.
That actually sounds like a really good deal for that level of capability and protection.
It's a really significant value for a comprehensive data protection solution. For more detailed information on this special offer or to explore any of their comprehensive data management solutions, make sure to visit stonefly.com. That's www.stonefly. Or you can easily reach their team by emailing sales@stonefly.com. Remember, for all your data management needs, stonefly.com is your trusted solution company.
It's really clear that as artificial intelligence continues its rapid evolution and becomes more deeply integrated across a wide range of industries, the foundational infrastructure and the underlying software frameworks that power it are becoming increasingly critical. Innovative solutions like Nvidia's Dynamo, when combined with robust and reliable data management strategies offered by companies like Stonefly, are truly essential for realizing the full potential of AI at scale and making it a practical reality for more and more organizations. It's that synergy.
So, to bring it all together and summarize our deep dive today, Dynamo is a really significant new software framework coming from Nvidia. Its primary goal is to optimize what is a very complex process running AI inference at scale by intelligently managing the allocation of GPU resources and the parallelization of these incredibly large and demanding AI models.
And by achieving improvements in both the speed and the overall efficiency, the throughput of AI inference, Dynamo has the potential to lead to faster, more responsive, and ultimately more cost-effective AI applications across the board, which in the long run offers tangible benefits to all of us who interact with and rely on these advanced technologies, faster chatbots, better recommendations, maybe even new scientific breakthroughs.
It really sparks some interesting thoughts, doesn't it? Considering Jensen Huang's analogy to the Industrial Revolution, it makes you wonder how frameworks like Dynamo might further sort of democratize access to these incredibly powerful AI capabilities.
Making more accessible.
Yeah. And what entirely new industries or innovative applications might emerge as a direct consequence of this increased efficiency and scalability that Dynamo is designed to unlock. It's a truly fascinating prospect to consider, isn't it? What comes next?
It certainly is. The ongoing advancements in both the underlying hardware like Blackwell and the intelligent software that orchestrates it, like Dynamo, are really paving the way for a very exciting future for the field of artificial intelligence and its impact on our world. Lot to watch.
Well, thanks so much for joining us as we took this deep dive into NVIDIA's new Dynamo framework. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And this deep dive was brought to you by Stonefly.com, a leading solution company in data management with over 2 decades of experience in serving customers. Remember Stonefly for all your SAN, NAS, S3 object storage, backup and disaster recovery, cloud, AI, and advanced security technology requirements, featuring their advanced AI integration and their robust cyber-resilient architecture with object lockdown technology. Visit them online at www.stonefly or send an email to sales@stonefly.com to explore how their expertise can help you with your data management challenges.